Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm KC, and on this channel, we pursue adventures. If you've been following along, then welcome back, guys. Uh, Today, we've got some updates. I know we've been in a bit of a hiatus. I got sick, and just as I started recovering, then I had the sheriff show up at my door, and he dropped off a civil no trespass order. All right. We'll talk about this towards the end. But for now, let me tell you the updates of what's going on the skiff. So, since the last time I dropped an episode, I had an Arians 1332 and we sold it. We got rid of it for $350. Bam. But we also had car issues. And I had to pull some funds out of there. And it just so happened that I spent just about $350. So, bam, we sold something and easy come, easy go. But I do got one guy I've been talking to. He talked to me on the phone. He seems very excited. He wants to purchase the quad. He's going to come here. Supposedly, it's going to be Wednesday. I know how these marketplace sales go. They could sound like they're extremely excited, and then the day of comes, and then boom, they ghost you. So hopefully he comes through Wednesday and he buys the quad. If not, I got a couple other people interested. We're gonna move the quad though. It's gonna sell. Give me a week or two, but I'm pretty confident that by Wednesday it's probably gonna be sold. And then update, I got somebody interested in the bike. He's offered me $1,000. I don't know if I'm quite there yet. I know tax season is like right now. Once those tax checks hit, everything I got for sale is probably gonna go. I have a feeling that I'll definitely be able to get 1,200 if I hold out for the tax season. So we're gonna put a hold on the bike. Plus, I got somebody that's interested. He's got a Boston Whaler. It's a little rough. Needs a lot of fiberglass work, but he swears that the hull and the foam in it is dry and it's solid. So fiberglass. I know I didn't want a project, but I don't know. Oh yeah, he's throwing a Honda 20 tiller outboard motor with the deal, and he says he's willing to give me some cash on top of it, which might be just enough to butter me up to drive down to, I believe he's in Rhode Island. So we'll see if we sell the quad. I'm on the market right now. It's looking a little rough. The Carolina skiff I was looking at in particular sold. So now I feel happy that I don't have to, I'm going full in on the Boston Whaler now. No Carolina skiff. I know I was going to do that, but I know I'm going to have a lot more fun on a Whaler. I'm going to aim for a 13, but we'll see once I got cash in hand and what I can work, any deals out on marketplace. Somebody's asking for 5K, can we do 38? 38? We'll figure it out. But for now, we are going to be waiting till Wednesday to hopefully be selling that. I pulled her out of the container. I'm checking. I know that as I was driving it last time, it was a little bit of squealing in the rear wheel. Probably has to do with the brake pads. I want to check those out before they come over here and, take a look at this thing, because I want to get no less than 2,500. I've agreed with them that we'll do the sale for 25. I've been transparent about the brake pads, but I still want to give this once over. So that way, when he shows up, he hands me 2,500 in hands. No arguments, no ifs, ands, or buts. All right, so let's talk about the NTO. So this story goes a little further back than just posting that, making that Facebook post on the 15th. All right. When I first started this channel, I was looking to go deeper into the internet where not even my friends could find me. So I started this channel, right, specifically to drop that first video where I was at the water department. And, when I went in there a long time ago, I got a bad vibe from the lady. You know what I mean? So I just kind of had to feeling that since I had some tough questions to ask her, I knew that my questions were not going to be taken very kindly. So I figured for my, pretty much my protection and her accountability that I bring a camera so that way, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about what happens in the situation. And I'm glad I did that because had I not, who knows what that lady would have said. She could have, he made me feel uncomfortable with how, you know what I mean? Like it could have went really badly from me being the only male in that office with, a couple of ladies, it would have looked bad. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't gonna be put in that situation for me to be caught without any type of evidence on my behalf because I already knew that they didn't have a camera in that office. Since that last discussion, they had lost $350 from me. All right. And I was like, we can easily figure out, if she came in and paid that $350 if you guys have cameras. So I was like, can I see the footage? And she was like, no, we ain't got no cameras in this office. So I was like, you know what? I know they don't got cameras. I'm going to bring my own. All right. This is all I need. I just need a microphone. So I walked in there and, I was very specific to keep my voice at a very low volume because, I had a feeling this was going to be pitched that I was being the aggressive person. And if you know me personally, I'm not an aggressive person. I choose to battle with words and ask questions and, we can resolve our issues with communication, not angry outbursts like she was accusing me of, very, very conveniently a long time ago, Yeah, a long time ago, I was throwing stuff in her office, she said. No, that never happened. I don't know if she's got me confused with somebody else, but I can assure you that is completely out of my character. I would never act a fool in public like that. But that's besides the point, all right? She could have just took my money, and that would have been the end of it. But I try to go there. They're only open 16 hours a week, all right? 16 hours in 1 week. That job sounds really cool. I'd love to have it. But, for 16 hours, it's in the busiest time of the day, Monday through Friday between 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., if I recall correctly. So it's in the worst time of the day for me to actually get there, right? And when I show up there during those hours, the doors are locked. It's like you're supposed to be here for according to you, you will be in this office for 16 hours any given week. And during those hours on a normal middle of the January, no holiday weekend, nothing, you're not in your office. So I made a Facebook post. On how am I supposed to pay my bills if they're not there? That's a legitimate concern, if you ask me at least. Some people think I'm being unreasonable here. I don't think I am. I think that, if you're going to make it difficult for me to pay the bill, and only be open 16, if you're going to make it difficult for me to pay my bill, you should at least be in the office those 16 hours that you have, listed. I don't know. I think that's just common sense. I mean, I don't run a water department, but I do run a business. And I know that during my business hours, you better be able to contact me. You better be able to get a hold of me. If not, I'm losing money. They don't lose money. No, if they don't get a hold of you and you can't, get there to pay your bills, they're going to tax you a little extra, a little fee, a late fee. I went to the sheriff's department. Well, first I went to the police department with this, and they told me that they can't do anything. I went to the town hall and spoke to some of the council member there, and they told me that they are a completely separate entity from the water department. So it's out of their jurisdiction. They can't do anything about it. I spoke to a lawyer. And I mean, it didn't look good. He was saying, it's how much is it worth? How much is it worth to pay your bill in person? because I would have to, take it to court, and they'd probably have this long drawn out process. And by the time that I get in front of a judge and receive some type of, judgment on this, the expiration date will probably have already came and went. So I don't have many options, but I do have some. Step number one is I have to contest this with the people that issued it. Now, I was taught that the best defense is a good offense. And obviously, I don't think that they have any grounds to give me an NTO for a public department such as, the water department. I have to be there. I can't just go to their competitor. I don't think they'll let me even dig a well out, which if they could, let your boy know, because I will sign up for the well just not to deal with the water department people. But they make it difficult. I got to deal with these people. So now they just want me to pay my bill online. And you know what? I mean, I could do that. I could. It would, be a little bit of an inconvenience for me. I would have to drive once a month all the way to Springfield to drop off some of my tenants' rent, which would take me about 30 minutes. And, I could drop off the cash there and drive back and, write them a check, send it in the mail. But it would sure feel like I'm just leaning over and taking it from them. And it just doesn't sit right inside of me. So I'm doing the only thing I can do, and I'm going to use my platform and my microphone to put some light to sanitize this, whatever they want to call this, because this is definitely a violation of my First Amendment right. I didn't do anything out of, misbehavior, no misconduct, right? So I feel like this has no grounds if I take it to court. Now, my issue is, how am I going to take it to court without, obviously spending an arm and a leg? I gotta, consider costs here. I'm not exactly the richest person on the block. As a matter of fact, I'm over here making peanuts work. I'm selling toys just so I can buy new ones. So I gotta be cost effective here. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can sign me up for a donation at Buy Me a Coffee. I'll put the link right here. You can donate to, get me a coffee. I would much appreciate it. I love my coffees. Or buy me a lawyer and, we'll take this straight to the end. Who knows? I'm going to fight this. I can't exactly say what I'm going to do before I do it, but I am going to tell you guys what I do as I do it. So the email reads, "Hello, my name is Casey, and I am a resident and taxpayer here in my local water district number 1. I am writing to you today in regards to a no trespass order that was issued on January 16th from the local water district number 1. Sorry if I'm shaking here. I'm sure you can see it in my breath. I am a little cold. All right, so January 16th from the local water district number 1 in retaliation for a Facebook post I made on the 15th where I inquired about business hours and the doors being locked. I am asking for this NTO to be retracted on the grounds that it was issued to violate my First Amendment rights and prevent me from paying my bill in person rather than preventing misbehaviors as NTOs are intended for. I have had a previous incident with the manager where she made threats to me, and I have recorded that and posted the video of our last interaction back on October 31st on YouTube and in our local Facebook groups. It wasn't until my Facebook post that I made on the 15th that prompted this no trespass order. Therefore, I am requesting that it be retracted so I can continue paying my bills in the normal manner, and this can be water under the bridge. Thank you for your attention to this matter, and I look forward to hearing back from you with your decision. Sincerely, KC. So that is my first step in challenging this NTO, is talking to them directly. And I'm gonna hear why they issued this NTO. I need to ask them why, because for me to challenge them, I need to know why you're telling me why I can't go there on public property, and I know they don't have much of a good reason. So let's find out what they say. I look forward to finding out what they say. I'm definitely interested. But in the meantime, let's manifest this skiff, because I didn't start this channel to start drama with my local water department. I started this channel so you guys could see the back end of what goes on in my Pursuit of Adventure channel. And this seems to be the plot that's taking over the show. But I know I got a couple new subscribers, probably local people, which the irony is I started dropping my daily vlogs on this channel so I can not show these vlogs to my normal, pool of subscribers that I have. Because I suspect that some of the homies, they don't be watching the show in its entirety, and that hurts me in the algorithm. So that's why I decided I was going to repurpose this channel to pretty much be my daily vlog channel. I expected that first video to be a one and done, just for transparency, so everybody could see what's going on at the local water district. I did not expect to make up a follow-up video, which, I guess you'll be getting up the follow-ups of what goes on with the local water districts on this channel. In my pursuit of being able to, ask questions. It's crazy that I'm being prevented from asking. I didn't have any more questions, other than, can you guys be at your post during your business hours? That's not even a question. That's just, can you do your jobs? But whatever, we're going to solve this, and I'll let you guys know as to what is the outcome of this battle that I'm having with my local water department. It's a damn shame, but we're going to get through this. We're going to be able to pay the water bill in person as much as they don't want me to. And I'm going to manifest a skiff for boating season, which is just around the corner. Right now it's cold. It is freezing my hand. I can't feel my fingers, but we still got a couple months of ice fishing and skiing that we got to look forward to. So we're going to get over this water bill fight, and maybe it'll take a little bit. I got a couple tricks up my sleeve in case they make it difficult for me and they tell me no. I do got a contingency plan. If you made it this far into the show, thank you. You are a legend. I appreciate it. We will be going back to our normal programming now that I'm over the sickness, and I'm in the middle of making some deals, so there'll be some content coming. All right, have a good one, guys.